Anyways, I'm just going for a walk. This is Samaya. I'm going for a walk. I'm still here in Houston, trying to get out of here. But nevertheless, I'm just waiting on Congress. Of course, everybody, I don't know what's the big deal. Send me some funds. But Coco left. I made a video a few minutes ago. She left. I didn't even know she had left the house. I went in there. I said, she must be trying to prank me or something. Because her blankets look like there was somebody still in the house. I kept saying, I feel like she's sleeping. I kept saying, Coco, Coco. I had to go in there and touch the bed. I'm trying to wake her up. Coco, Coco. And it was just some pillows laid on top. It just looked like it was wrapped up. It just looked like she was there, but she wasn't there. I had to call her and let her know. Just called her and to see if she was in that bed or not. Okay. And then I called her. She was at home. I said, girl, it looked like you was still laying in that bed. So I don't know what's going on here in Houston. What's going on here with none of this stuff. Everything is so weird. Look at this. They finally cut all them weeds down over there. And it's a whole mile long of just empty land. I got my hands going through the gate. So I put my hands through this gate just so you can see all the weeds over there. Maybe I'll go walk it today, but you can't really walk here in Houston. You see, look at this. There's no sidewalk, so I have to walk in the streets, and the cars come so close by. So I'm stuck. I can't even really walk. I can't walk on top of all that grass over there either. So you'd be forced if I walk. See, look how close. If I walk, I'd be too close to the, I mean, you know, the cars could possibly hit you if you walk, because you have to walk in the streets. That's just one lane. But on this lane, they come really close to that curve. And over here, there's just nothing but grass. Over there, it's nothing but grass. It's kind of like the place where my daughter used to live at 1778 in Fullerton Road in California. When I Skyped that area, that looked like a federal place too, where she couldn't walk nowhere if she wanted to either. It's just all grass. And so it's the same concept here. This is how you tell it's all these federal government buildings, and the feds are just holding me hostage here, I guess. I've been trying to go home since 15. I'm trying to go home. I got there in 16, 17, forced me back out. Trying to go back again. And I left out in October 17 to come to Houston and visit with my daughter. They held me hostage here for 13 months longer than I wanted to be here. A whole 13 months longer than I wanted to be here in Houston. So, and then when I finally go back, I gave my neighbors the keys though, trying to keep it out of my house. When I finally go back, they claim they just sold the house. I'm just like, for real, I can't win for losing. And so just imagine going out of town. Yeah, imagine going out of town, coming back, and all your stuff gone. And that girl over there I just waved to, she works for a police officer. She told me that was her friends. And the rest of them are just spies that's in this place. The rest of them are just spies. So imagine going on vacation, coming home, all your shit gone. You forced to stay on vacation longer than you wanted to, and you come back and they just stole all your shit. You don't know where your furniture is, you don't know where your clothes are, you got somebody parading around town looking like you don't know where nothing is. They didn't give you an option to tell you where to go pick up your storage, where's your stuff is being stored at. If you got a couple days to come and get your stuff, I don't know nothing. They just took everything. Now, the only thing I have is a cell phone. And the cell phone, I had this number for 20 years. I had 4 carriers, Verizon, Sprint, Metro, and now AT&T. I have 4 carriers. But I had this phone for 20 years, the same number for 20 years, 702-860-0508. 6,000 people have my name, have my phone number. And I can't do not one head. I can't get one call or do not one head. I don't know what's going on with Barack. Rumor has it that he trying to parade up and down the street with Lamaya, acting like he's hers. I don't know what's going on. I ain't seen my daughter since she went to college. I did stay with Lamaya in Dallas for about a month last month, but her behavior, her attitude, even her appearance is so different. Until as you, I felt like I'm standing in the house with a stranger. I never saw her. She's supposed to have been a doctor at 19, but I never saw her in her scrubs. I never saw her in her coat. I took one picture at the white coat ceremony when they gave it to her. You know how you go to a ceremony and she put the coat on, and that we took a picture of that. But as far as her going to school to be a doctor, I never saw her in her scrubs. I never saw her in her coat. I don't know what happened. It's just like they kidnapped my child when she went off to school. I don't know what happened to her. I have not seen her since. Everybody's promoting I'm only going to get one child, which is Coco. I don't know where my kids are. I don't know what's going on in America. Why they won't let me work. Why I can't live in my house. And even if you don't want me to live in my house, give me some kind of stipend. I get an apartment or a house, not an apartment. I hate apartments, but I get a house and go somewhere else. Just give me my furniture and give me all the stuff back if you don't want me to enjoy the fruits of my labor and the house in which I purchased. If I can't enjoy that, maybe those kids are still living in the house. I don't know what's going on. Who's over there? My neighbor sent me a picture and so showed me that somebody was moving out of my stuff out of the house. So she sent the Philippine neighbor, sent me the picture of all of my stuff being taken out that house. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have known anything. So when I got back there, I put the court orders that I got from Gloria C. Reno on that door. And so when I got back there, I had the constables, they verified the house was mine. They put a notice on the door so the people can vacate. But then 2 days after the constables did that, a police officer in Las Vegas threatened me not to go by the house no more. Now, they didn't verify the house was mine, but the police officer, the arresting officer from August the 7th, 2019, he threatened me not to go by the house no more. 2 days just after the constable verified that the house was mine. They done took the truck, the house, the kids, everything. I don't know, the house, the cost of the kids, nothing. I can't even get a check around here. I can't get a monthly stipend. I can't get my unemployment. I can't get my IRS taxes. I'm not even talking about the money from the case. They won't even let me live off my inheritance. Gregory Hodges is supposed to be dead. He left me money. They won't give me the rest of his money or live in the properties that he left me. So I don't know. I know Barack, I was the first choice pick for Michelle before he became president, because Michelle and him didn't grow up together. That wasn't his regular wife. I was the first pick. James Chaney asked me first. My case is the Chaney family to try to put me out of business, but James Chaney asked me first. So I know I was the pick for Michelle. And so maybe they just decided to use my children. When they did the first pick for Michelle, maybe they decided to not use me, but go ahead and use the kids anyway, since I groomed some perfect daughters. Because none of this stuff is making no kind of sense. None of it is. None of it is making no kind of sense. Oh, I just picked this up off the ground. I don't know what that is. I just picked it off the ground, but with so much going on, I better just toss this thing right back. And so I thought somebody had dropped it, picked it up. And so nevertheless, put that right back where I found it. But nevertheless, I don't know what's going on other than I know Gwen Chaney and the Chaney family are real heavy into politics. So when I met them in 2001, the latter part of 2001, I know they invited me to come with them to Mayor Oscar Goodman victory party. I don't know when that was, 2, 3, 4, somewhere around about. I went there to the victory party, political party, and I went to a couple of who's in Las Vegas. I know all the black politicians in Las Vegas. My family is in politics, so this is really not making any sense, because my family, some people say claiming they own Houston and Vegas. So this is really not making no sense here. And I'm stuck in Houston. I was at the Audrey Hoffman's funeral December 2015. I marched out with the family with a blue dress on. Everybody else had on red and black. She had about 300 elected officials there. And yet, we talking right here in Houston. And yet, I can't even get no help. I'm stuck. Look, I'm stuck here. If I want to leave out this gate, I have to wait till a car come in to open the gate because it's locked. And sure, I can get out and walk out. No big deal. But there's no place to walk to. So again, I know Gwen and I used to be, Cheney's and I used to be friends for 12 years. I know they helped put Barack in office. Their brother was a sacrifice for y'all first black president, Pierre Cheney. So when Pierre Cheney died, they was the ones responsible for getting a black president in office, Barack Obama, Cheney's been friends with Barack since 1990. My family been friends with Barack since the 80s. My family been friends with Barack because my uncle, my dad's brother, was a councilman in Kansas City. So my family is friends with Barack since the 80s. The Cheneys been friends with Barack since the 90s. And so this is a problem that I'm having. Michelle's new identity now looks like mine. So this is the problem that I'm having. I don't know if those were my children they used or what, because they have what you call digitally blindfolded me. So anybody can be put in my presence or made to look like somebody. So I'm not sure what's going on. My family, it's just like one day you wake up, your whole family just deserted you. They all gone with Barack too? Everybody just deserted you. One day you like the favorite to everybody on all three sides of your family. And now you don't know where nobody is. You can't find nobody on Facebook, no family member on there. You get just one or two selected people you can call, which my auntie in Las Vegas, she will answer the phone, but you can call their numbers and those numbers can be rerouted. They could be in Egypt somewhere. You don't really know for sure where they are because everybody's lying to you. Your whole family lying to you. So it's just like one day you just wake up and your whole family just deserted. If they ain't dead, if they ain't just ran away or escaped or just lost them, just all of a sudden for no reason. Just the whole entire damn family. 200-300 people just deserted, just gone. And so now all I'm trying to do is get back to them. They can go. I don't mind them being gone. I don't. I don't mind even being by myself. I don't mind being in my own world, my own dimensional, whatever you want to call it. I don't mind it. But I do need shelter. Whatever y'all plan on doing. If you, Michelle, want to steal my identity, Barack want to take the kids, I'm just saying, I'm not knowing that for sure, but I'm just hypothetically just saying. Whatever's going on, if that's what they want to do, let them do it. But at all times, I want the fruits of my labor, my house, my furniture, my transportation, shelter, quality of life. They threatened me they weren't going to allow me to have no sex beyond 14, and that's exactly what they did. I have not been intimate since 14. I went from kind of like a player, not necessarily a player status, but I had 99 problems and a dick wasn't one. I had 99 problems, but a dick wasn't more. Now, I know some of them, like family, are intentionally trying to promote a legend. I don't wish to be a legend. I said that a billion times. Some of them are intentionally trying to cause harm to me to be a legend. A lot of them are on board with them, with the massive plot to kill somebody, to steal her inheritance, and then make her a dead legend, because it didn't make sense for the government to give me about 100 accolades to say that I have more federal rights and protection than anybody in America, and yet the feds won't help me. So I don't know if they're trying to make a dead legend, because it's usually what they do. They vet a person first. Well, I don't wish to be a legend of America. I don't wish for America to profit one penny off of me. Change my name to whatever. Why? Lyra. Change anywhere and out of the country. And don't let America profit or Africa profit not one dime off me. All the blacks. Nor the blacks. Don't let them profit not one penny off of me. Now I sued that straw person name. So nobody shouldn't be able to use that name other than the original because I sued the straw person's name. I claimed on court orders and final orders, I claimed my reputation, my identity, and my children back. My natural children back. I claimed those. And so again, I'm just here. Every day I say the same stuff. I'm just wondering. I'm just here every day. I say the same stuff, waiting on the judge to send me money every day. And I say that because statute says that I can, and I did, I can petition the courts for a motion for interpreter, especially under the Disability and Handicap Act. And basically what that means is that being that everything, my life is turned upside down electronically because of the pen register trap and trace or we'll just put it like this, because of the electronic monitoring your chip, everything electronically my life can be ruined because of that chip, okay, from hackers or whomever. But in order to have the chip there in the first place, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, all of them had to sign off on it. So and then according to Chapter 19 of the United States Codes, that judge who signed off on that, every 90 days, he got to come back with a report to see what's going on. Congress, this has been going on for about 20 years now. Congress have to do an annual report every year to check in on me every year. So you see, there's no excuse for Congress. There's no excuse for Barack. There was no excuse for Hillary, the governor, the attorney general, or the judges. There was absolutely no excuse for this. So hypothetically say a hacker got involved and decided to ruin my life upside down electronically. Well, Barack would know of this personally because he signed off on it. So he could be personally responsible, not just him, but anybody in Congress that had a part to play with the documents that was needed or the procedure in which they had to use to implement such digital implementation in that chip. There was not one signature required. There were many signatures required. And that's what makes this here thing an entire Congress fault, because many signatures were required. And the law states every 90 days, the judge had to review. 20 years for a chip in a person who never committed a crime. And this chip was only to be used for a person who committed an infamous crime. Now, I had my criminal records checked in St. Louis. I was going to volunteer at a Catholic charity. Everything came back clean. I had my records checked in Las Vegas in 19. I went back there to get this one apartment since they wouldn't let me get my house and they had to run a background check. Everything came back squeaky clean. So like the third time it's been checked and everything come back squeaky clean. So we're talking 20 years ago though. We're talking 2004 when gaming began, and 2003 when they decided to use or not to use me for the position of Michelle Obama. When 2003 or 4, when they decided to use my children, when they were one of the picks for Barack fake children. Again, the Cheney families put Barack in office. Las Vegas had put Barack in office. So they wanted to take a perfect soul, such as somebody don't drink, smoke, do drugs, had a beautiful, clean reputation because she don't hang out too much. Every now and then she may go out, every blue moon. Only had one birthday party, only went out to New Year's Eve twice. But I did some stuff too, don't get me wrong. But it's not enough to put a dent in. And the stuff that I'm talking about, maybe, okay, I went to a trip on a vacation once in a lifetime to Hedonism. It's an all new resort. It's called Hedonism. That's an adult place. That's my business. That's what I chose. That's where I went. For my birthday, I have no regrets or no remorse. That's just what adults do. But it's a time and a place for everything. I keep everything else clean. My children, nobody has to know about it because that's my personal life. Now, beyond, I used to tell people in the shop, somebody got two sins, and that's sugar and men. And really, I wasn't even as sexually active as much as I wished I could have been. I do say that I have 99 pounds, but a dick wasn't one. But Samaya, number one priority is her creator. Her number two priority is her daughters, herself, her business, and her life. That's it. Sex came somewhere down 10 or 11. I don't value that. I went to Las Vegas to build myself my own empire. I went to Las Vegas for business. I was just merely passing through for business opportunities. And here I am involved in all this stuff because I meet the wrong family. Merely for business opportunities. I didn't come there for the gambling. I don't gamble. I might every now and then you get a family member to come in from out of town, you take them to the casino. I don't like losing my money. I didn't get a grant or a loan from anything in Las Vegas to start my business, so every dime to me counted. So I needed my money for everything. Every dime for me counted. And so what I mean by that, if I make $10, I'm going to get a mirror, a hair comb, some hairspray, or whatever. And occasionally, you would catch me in the casino, especially if people come from out of town all the time, and they want you to show them around, take them around. And I may sit there at the casino table or at a slot machine with them and put about $5 or $10 in there, even 40. But it's rare occasions if I give you $40 of my money. If I put 10 in there and got 20, I want 20 back. Or if I put 10 in there, I'm cashing out at 10. I'm that type of person I ain't gonna win a lot of money at that slot machine, because the first sign of $100 or $20 or $50, I'm cashing out. That's me. And so I say all that to say I'm no angel. I do some stuff, but the little stuff that I do it in such a mild, very, very mild sense of the word. I would never, ever take advantage of nobody, sexually abuse nobody. I would never, ever do that. I would never commit a crime. I would never, ever do any of these things. I have to say that because these people's been caught. Now they got a person who, according to some, do look almost perfect. I don't like to say the word perfect because that's what the scriptwriter Tyler Perry said to Janet Jackson, Miss Perfect Patty. Sometimes I would get teased for that. And so I don't like to use that word tease. I don't want to like to be looked up on as some Miss Perfect Patty either. But I can say I had two sins, and that was sugar and men. And I didn't get to indulge in the men as much as I probably wanted to because I had a reputation to uphold. I had a business, I had a franchise, and I put that way among before some sex. And so I had a business, and I had pride and self-respect, dignity. So I guarded my reputation. I often say a dog don't shit in his kennel. And what you mean by that is a person does not or should not be so loose in your own city. If you get my drift, for those who have very popular people who have reputation, if you get my drift. So what I mean by that is that if you are popular, you should really guard your reputation. You may be single, you may be popular, you may like to indulge and have fun. As long as it's consensual adult stuff, that's no problem. It shouldn't. That's nobody else's business. You single, you adult, you got consensual adults, then that's your business. But as far as if you are a wise business person, what you would want to do, or what I have done, I'm very selective, and I'm very like kind of not so loose in that area, in that arena. And for you men, if you want to do like one night stands, and some of us women have done that too, but you may want to wait until you're maybe perhaps out of town for that. You don't want to do that in your city, in the place where you live. You guard that because that's your money. That's your bread and butter. Now, in my case, I went to hedonism. Okay, so what? That's where you go. That's a once in a lifetime thing. Or if you want to go there every year, that's the grounds in which, if you want to have some adult fun, then that would be a place of choice to do certain things. So in the meantime, though, we're talking vacation time. So in the meantime, you still, a person such as myself is still, if you're single, somewhat deprived, because you don't, how often you get to go on vacation, especially if you are self-employed. So in a case like mine, sometimes you're still kind of like somewhat reserved and deprived, because you wish to be, or you wish you could, but you can't. And then you don't want to come by and get the first person that smile at you, at least not me, because I know exactly what I want in a relationship. So you don't want the first person that smile at you or look at you. So I'm very, very selective. I'm very picky. But there have been times, and I have friends, or a guy, an adult, mature guy person, so I thought, if you want a friends with benefit, that just means y'all can still be friends, but there's no attachments there. We don't plan on getting married. I don't plan on being with you for a lifetime. But from time to time, if you want to have a little fun and we can still have an understanding, then that kind of relationship would be somewhat appropriate if you're dealing with a person who can handle such a thing. Because, see, in my life, I had about 2, 3, 4 people all trying to cling up on me. A few of them trying to commit suicide and all this stuff. I don't want all that clinginess, and I don't play with people's emotions. So I'm kind of reserved a little bit from that sex stuff anyways. I don't care for it that much like that anyways, unless I'm with the proper person. So I'm not a high sexual nature person. I can be just like everybody else when the time comes. Don't get me wrong. There's a proper place, again, for everything. When the time comes, sure. But I don't have no high sex drive, or I don't let that part govern me. As a matter of fact, I was on a celibate fast for 3 years, 2007 to 2010, 3 years straight. My choice, on my own, with a lot of people coming after me. Now, another thing I could possibly see what happened was all those in Hollywood have access to me. So I'm thinking that I'm running into celebrities from time to time, over my lifespan, maybe about 25. And I'm thinking I'm running into these celebrities. No, it's the other way around. The celebrities are running into me because they know I was the global figure. And so now a great majority of them want to flirt with me or have whatever. And I've never been a groupie, never been a high nature person, never been a groupie. I declined every last one, maybe exceptional, maybe one. I didn't know he was a celebrity at the time. But I'm certainly no groupie. I don't care if it was Barack Obama, and he too, by the way of Lawrence Green, his head campaign manager, who knew and knows my family here in Houston personally, a personally good best friend of theirs, contacted me for Barack Obama in 2012. I declined him too. My life went down terribly since then. I declined him too. And my life took, you see where I am now. I'm in this federal camp in a prison. Yeah. I'm at in an apartment building in the prison. But Barack Obama head campaign manager, his name is Lawrence Green. I got an email from my cousin Cheryl Lawson, who lives in Houston. She said we're losing someone from Houston to Las Vegas. She said his name is Lawrence Green. He'll be in Las Vegas in early spring. That was December 2011. Well, March 2012, Lawrence Green texted me and said, would you like to work at Obama's event or something, work at the event? I told him yes, but he called me back and asked me if he can stay at my house for the time that they were going to be in Las Vegas because he had a little puppy. And he wanted to stay at my house. I declined it too, but during that time, I know Trina and Gwen then was listening in on my phone call, so I wondered if they rerouted somehow. I knew they were eavesdropping on my phone at the time, and so were the police in Hawaii. Because my brother had an issue with the police in Hawaii, and Gwen and Trina, the Cheneys, were eavesdropping on my phone at the time. And so Lawrence Green wanted to come and stay at my house. I can almost verify that the feds, maybe they black or white, doesn't matter, but Trina is considered a fed too, a federal agent. During that same time, maybe a couple weeks prior, somebody contacted China Beauty Max. That's where I was ordering my hair from at the time. Beauty Max. Via an email. And they said that they were harassing Beauty Max over in China for their hair. They said that they were a federal agent. I got the respondent CC'd me back. And he says that, somebody, what's wrong? I thought you liked the hair. Here go all of my information. Here's my import information, export licensing number, and this, that, and the other. But there was the feds emailed him and somebody said that they were a federal agent to China, to Beauty Max, that they were of some type of federal agent, and they was investigating him and interrupting my products that I was expecting to have delivered. So I don't know if that was Trina who said she was a federal agent or if that was the feds in Las Vegas. But somebody contacted Beauty Max sometime in February of 2013. And so and it could have been at the time my brother was going through something in Hawaii. Those police officers was bothering him in Hawaii. And then Trina and Gwen and family were harassing me in Las Vegas. And so the two may have gotten together since then, because again, they was eavesdropping on that phone call. I knew Gwen, I can prove that Gwen was eavesdropping on that phone call. Somebody used their credentials to say they was an FBI agent, and they tried to interrupt those products in China. So I called Dr. Renee Starks and told her what had happened. And she had me to come on over there and fill out a form from the Internal Revenue Service. And it was form number 225. 225 is for importing and exporting. But on that form, it gives you a choice. You can import and export anything you want in America, be it drugs, be it hair, be it canned goods, anything from meth to fed to cocaine to whatever it is. The cartel business, anything. So Dr. Renee Starks had me to fill that form out. And I checked the box, importing, exporting, and manufacturing for hair. Importing, exporting, and manufacturing. There's three things I can import so that my hair products from China, they wouldn't give this man a problem. So his credentials was fine on his end, and I wanted to make sure on my side that my standards are good on this side too. And so now mine was $285 for that application. It was some kind of K9 something too as well. So you could check anything you wanted on there, but some prices would be $1,000, $5,000, $10 to $10,000 or whatever. But I only need it for hair. Since then, Las Vegas been stole that license, and everybody in America is selling hair now through Las Vegas. Hair Glory. That's what it's called. Because right after that, Hair Glory came. And Hair Glory started buying hair by the millions from China. Everybody in Las Vegas started selling that hair, and they've been buying that hair up. They've been stealing my identity ever since I've been in Las Vegas, and they stole that application. They've been buying that hair. So Vegas is holding me hostage here. Unbelievable. So because of everybody knew of the heads wrong, of Barack's wrong, everybody knew that he came in dirty, that he came in already spying in on me since the 80s. Everybody knew of his involvement with children and abducting kids. Everybody knew, and I'm alleging that according to code, and let's make sure I say that correctly, that I'm alleging that was only because of the conversation that went on in Tiffany and them shop, the letters that's hanging around in their shop, and the stuff that people are wanting me to believe through that digital coalition, the stuff that they're using that they want me to believe for the coalition, that he needed Lamaya to become president. And so now, be it hair, be it drugs, it's still a cartel ring. Be it hair or be it drugs. Lawrence Weekly and all these here guys in Las Vegas at the time were Gwen friends. Now all of them got that Hair Glory. What they do, instead of pimping girls, they pimping them to sell their hair. Instead of, you know how back in the days they had drug dealers and everybody on the corner selling drugs, well now they got everybody on the corner selling hair. Everybody hustling their hair for the politicians and for the peoples in Las Vegas. And so because everybody know of the president's wrong, everybody just getting away. Now there's 1 billion people know the president wrong, and all 1 billion of them are holding me hostage. Everybody wants something different from me. And the courts and the Congress still, 7 motherfucking years later, I can't get them to send me money and give me my house back. 1 million people know of the president wrong. That's the entire Congress, all the elected officials here in Houston, all the elected officials here everywhere. Everybody know of Barack's wrong. Everybody know of the heads wrong. So they committing the wrong too against me. From the judges to the police officers to the politicians to you name it, to the street people. Everybody know of it wrong. And I'm suffering. I'm still deprived of my life. Every day I'm begging for I don't even have no money. I don't have no transportation. I got this hot sun beaming on me. Every day I'm begging for basic human rights. I don't even have, you know what I sleep on? I sleep on maybe a 3x5 chair. That's hard as a brick. I sleep on that every night. And I wake up and I toss and turn all night long. I got a $4,000 bed, the bed alone at home. I can't even enjoy the fruits of my labor, everything that I purchased. So I'm sleeping on like it feel like a box. That's what it feel like, and that's what I'm sleeping here on. And every day I'm begging, just give me. I don't have to go back there if y'all don't want me back in Vegas. If y'all want to continue to rob me of my life, but give me a life. Let me move on and go somewhere else, out the country, out the state, anywhere. But you can't keep me here without money. And so all the blacks, according to the Beyonce video, formation, you see them 3 girls blocking the hair industry. That's exactly what they are. And them girls look just like the ones that are blocking the people that I'm talking about in Vegas. They look identical to those girls. And all of them blocking me from doing hair. They got a hair movement. One of the ladies, an old friend of mine, she works in the cosmetology arena. She had just started and she didn't know the lingo. She didn't know that was for me. She just texted me and say, Samaya, I see your $99 weave is on some type of natural hair movement. So people who or not really involved or just starting to work in certain areas that know me because I've been a celebrity all my life, they have sent me stuff without knowing that they were kind of like snitching or telling, or they weren't supposed to tell me. So she said, Samaya, your $99 weave is on a natural hair movement. And that's what the blacks have, a movement. And I went from a celebrity, having lined up. See, that's how I know they've been praying on me all my life. In the salons I worked at in St. Louis, there's always a long line outside waiting. The salons I worked at in Minnesota, there's always a long line waiting. My shops in Vegas, there's always a long line waiting. I have did hair conventions, Show Enough Hair Show conventions. I have did a hair show in front of 50, 60,000 people. I'm internationally known hairstylist, and now I can't, and excellent at my craft, now I can't get not one customer. So that's how I know this is government involved, or people that work for government, and that they have been praying on me for a long, and me and my babies, for a long time in order to know how to stop me from working. It's impossible to stop a person from working who works just speaks for itself. I got old clients. I got lots of clients here in Houston. Lots of them from Minnesota. I got a good dozen of them here in Houston that I've been did their hair for about 10 years straight. Dozens of them right here in Houston. Right here in Houston. The girl, Tanya McConnell, who sold my house for me in Minneapolis, she lives right here. She lives right here in Texas. So all of them are in cahoots together. Everybody appears to be in cahoots together. It has to come from a federal stance for all my calls to be rerouted. And that's what's been going on in Las Vegas for sure since Jack's situation in 8. All my calls be rerouted. When I went to get this here Apple phone, supposed to be an Apple phone, when I went to go get this phone, the lady approved 10 phones. Why is you approving all these phones? 10 phones were approved. Now this is a credit check phone. So 10 of them was approved. I tell you, the credit scores was perfect. Credit scores was perfect. There was 10 phones approved. Now, my daughter was supposed to be, every month, she promised, she'll pay that storage bill, But because they want to possibly intentionally fuck up my credit, I got a little storage unit. They number about $60 or $70 a month. She ain't gonna pay. She can't pay it. So the man gonna put a lien on the. He gonna put a lien on the little $60 thing just to fuck up the credit on the little storage bill, because they are made to say and do anything. They brought me to Houston. Mom, just come on out here. We're gonna help you get you an apartment until everything go well for you here. All that's been gained. They said that in St. Louis, said that about Houston, and every time it just get worse and worse. I would have been doing better off to stand put. So my own kids lured me here, and everything that they agreed to do, they may have had intentions to do what they said, but I'm thinking either somebody is controlling them and changing their mind instantly. Because this is not like my children. So all of this because of I know gaming came about by 2004. They wanted to use a virgin girl and make her a hoe. She was like 9 years old, 10 years old. They wanted to use this 9-year-old baby and turn her to a hoe, a White House hoe. Vegas are the spearheaders, especially the black politicians in Vegas. They are the spearheaders for the gaming for 2004 and 3. Again, they use that to put Barack in office. My inheritance, I have an inheritance that was awarded to me in 1995. It's just a substantial amount of land. That Cheney family tried to steal it in 2004, but they prepared for it in 2003, because one of the sisters that's a federal agent, she added all the criminals' names to her deed in '03, and then they duped me in '04 to add their name to my deed. And so once all of that happened, they all thought they owned me, my daughters, and the world. Treason like I don't know what. This one family thought they could take over the world through my land that was given to me. So they think they own the house. They think they own the children. These people, I'm telling you, something. You check their medical record, because these people have medical records. You need to check, because for anybody to do this here kind of stuff, something is terribly wrong with them. All of them have mental records. You need to check their records. This one particular girl tried to commit suicide. Just a federal agent that added her name, just trying to steal my land, her and her sister. So when they added the name to it, that's when they began to play the gaming, the whole game. They needed to take a virgin, because in gaming, Las Vegas came in as playing the devils. So they was looking for a lost angel. They was looking for a young 8, 9-year-old kid that they could turn into a White House hoe. So nevertheless, this is a long story, and there's a whole lot of information to try to put out there at one time. And you just have to keep listening to a lot of the stories that I'm saying. That I already put some stuff out there. But it's so much, because the reason why it's so much and there's so many twists and turns is because I'm the main target for their media gaming. Me and my children were the main targets. My babies was going to be the hoes. So we are the main targets for the media gaming. And being that there's so many people playing the game, the entire Congress, all the feds, all the police officers, everybody who took an oath to uphold us, they now decided to be the criminals, and they call it gaming. So they now like to kill, steal, do all the stuff that a normal criminal would do. The roles kind of been reversed. That's what gaming is. Gaming is all those who took an oath to uphold their oaths now decide they want to be criminals. That the blue and the feds decide they don't want to protect the serve anymore. They just want to use their jobs to more like blocking in a football game. Just go ahead and they can rape anybody they want to, steal anybody's shit they want to, and then chip them, and they can block them from ever getting any help. So now these are technological crimes that only a federal agent can do, that only a technological crime person could do. So they decided now that they don't want their jobs anymore. They much rather be the crooks. They much rather steal and block. That's what they do, because they got access. These are the people, the Interpol and the feds. These are the ones who have access to the chip to monitor and control these chips. So they decided they want to just be able to take what they want and then block a person from getting justice. They don't care who you are, whether it's from R. Kelly to whomever, Bill Cosby to whomever. They just want to be able to take your shit and then block you from getting justice, because the police and the feds feel like they control the courts. And so and they are being allowed to do it for whatever reason. Nobody seems to care. The Department of Justice, the National Security Defense, sent me all the proof that I need. They sent me the proof of Barack in 2009 wanting to use my intellectual property. Basically, government have a way of listening in to our thoughts, okay? And so in 2009, government, which was Barack at the time, he also petitioned, of course, for a notice of an intent to use Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act information pursuant to 50 of the United States Codes 1806-C. And basically all that is Barack wanted to use my intellect. That's all that meant. In 2009. 2005, Pope did the same thing. Because now the Fed sent me this, the Department of Justice sent me this. They said in 2005, It was the Holy Land Foundation. So this is the Pope. It's the Holy Land. This was the Pope. Is it HOLY as in holy, or is it the Holy Land? So, or is it holy? So, but it says the Holy Land Foundation. They too, in 2005, petitioned the court for a notice of an intent to use Foreign Intelligence Information Act pursuant to 50 United States Codes 1806-C. 2005. So you had the Pope wanting to use my intellect in 2005, Barack wanted to use it in 2009, and then you had Loretta Lynch signed off on the petition of a notice of an intent to use the Foreign Intelligence Information Act surveillance pursuant to 50 United States Codes 1806-C, signed Loretta Lynch, also wanted to use my intellect. So you see, there is no excuse for me to be living like this. There is no excuse for me not to have my own fruits of my labor. My house, my clothes. I can't even change clothes. My house, my clothes, my shoes, everything. Personal effects, furniture, I mean absolutely everything. There's no excuse because all of them know, because all of them using my intellect. So now what that means to common folks is that all of them are hearing me right now. Because my intellect, it prints out on a computer for them as like a text message. So everything that comes out of my mouth, they gets it on a computer. Every little thought, even whether I open my mouth, just every thought that I think, that's my brain that they're using, my intellect. So everything that I think, it gets printed out on them on a computer. So that's why with the court of law, you can petition for a motion for an interpreter under, especially under Handicap and Disability Acts, because that means that you are being blocked by so many people, and that's your handicap because you're blocked by so many people. But on the other hand, that interpreter is for everybody who got access, including judges that have access, because remember, they have to sign off on this stuff. So including the judges, I am asking them to listen, and Missouri, the Supreme Court of Missouri, have the sole right to hear, but other courts have rights to hear too. So I'm asking them to listen, which they should have been doing it anyways. With a crime to this here nature and this here severity, the Attorney General for the United States of America was supposed to intervene anyways under the Civil Rights Act. She was supposed to intervene anyways, but Trump took her into the airplane in 2016, probably put a bug in her ear. I'm not sure what happened, but the Attorney General was supposed to have listened in anyways and put an end to this, especially by them knowing. It's not hearsay, they know. Barack is here every day, listening every day, 24/7. Loretta Lynch listened every day, 24/7. The Pope listened in 24/7 every single day. Now the Department of Justice again sent me that packet of everybody who have access. The National Security Department, they sent me that packet, which dozens of people, of those dozens of people who have access, they sent it to me. I don't have to guess. I don't have to prove it to y'all because I put the documents online. The paperwork is online. So this ain't nothing to prove. When they do stuff like this, they intentionally tries to take over a person's mind, want to say she's crazy, want to say she this, want to say she's that, and the other. Well, there is logical explanation for all of it. I'll go back to a couple things. Number one, that chip is none other than a medical monitoring device. And if you have a person that's in ICU, it's good for them if they're in a coma, because the doctors can monitor their brainwave pattern. They can give them dreams and different things and make sure to see if they can snap out of that coma. If you have a person that's blind and deaf and that's mute, they have other ways to communicate with these people through sound inducement. I put the patents for all this stuff on Facebook. So through other ways of listening, and that's through your mind, through sound inducement and through mind, they have other ways of communicating with these kind of people. And so this here device and chip, that medical monitoring device, it's kind of like a miracle worker. It has hundreds of benefits to it. So that's what that is, that chip. And so again, corruption try to use that to try to make a person think they are hallucinating or going crazy or doing this, that, and the other. So what I did, and thank God for that, take the time to learn, to see exactly what it is. So that installation chip that I'm talking about, I got the information from UCLA at a doctor's bookstore, and that's how I know about the benefits of this here device and how they use it for patients, because I bought the book at UCLA at the bookstore, at the doctor's bookstore. And so the family thought they was going, the Vegas family, Cheney family, thought they were going to steal my land with the help of all the politicians there. And then they were going to do it. One of the ways they were going to do it by trying to make Samaya go out of her mind, lose her mind, and then they'll take it through the states. So they thought. And the same thing with Bambi being here with in this federal place. They said Houston or Texas is a federal state. And for the same reason I'm being held here. Remember my family that's here that's not helping me, that knows every politician here in Houston. And so they probably mad because it came through my hands and not theirs, see? And so again, they're hoping to harm or do something to me here in Texas. So again, they're trying to steal it through the state. Well, I blocked that. The state cannot and never and cannot ever have that inheritance. I blocked that years ago in court orders and final court orders, even if they succeed today. I blocked that years ago. I protected that years ago. So on Trina's mortgage history, she is now working with the, was it National or International Federal Mortgage Association. The feds think they just own your motherfucking house. You can just buy some shit. They think they just own you. Well, you can't have that one, Fed. I don't care what y'all think. You cannot have that. You cannot have my house. If you leave me here for 100 years, my resident is still in Las Vegas. I still live at 1450 Water Creek, address North Las Vegas, Nevada 89032. If y'all hold me hostage for another 100 years, me and my babies are still residents there. He can't parade around here. No king, no queen, nor no drag queens. Not off of my stuff, he can't. Now, the world don't mind you just a figurehead for a king or a queen, then y'all go right ahead with it, but not with mine, because I gave it away. I'm giving it away, and I already have plans for mine. And I'm not giving it to my children or no bloodline family member, especially since they the ones who trying to kill me. Or who are, or some are just made to forced to cooperate. Yeah. Don't nobody call and check on me. When I hear from one, they here to tell me who else died, who else trying to escape. That's all they tell me, who else trying to escape. That's all I get is bad news every other day. Now, I'm going to say this and I'll let you go. A couple people already in Las Vegas going around the city and told, oh, this is in 15 we're talking about, and 14. No, maybe 15, I'm sorry, 15, 16. Going around Las Vegas and Samaya cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That means she kind of lost off her wax a little bit, lost her mind or whatever. One of the girls, Princess Crawford, she was the one who went over to my neighbor's house across the street. She told Linda Barrero. When I came back from St. Louis, Linda Barrera was crying. Oh, you okay? What's wrong? Why would Princess come over here and say you was crazy, you was on drugs? And I knew better because I know you don't drink. I know you don't do drugs. I know that. But Princess Crawford came over here and she was saying you was on drugs and you did this and you did that. And so she was so happy to see me. And I couldn't believe that. I run into somebody else. They say, we thought you had a heart attack. You was in the hospital. I ran into somebody else. Oh, you had a nervous breakdown. I ran into somebody else. And that whole week in Las Vegas, everybody had a different story for my life. Jackie told Gloria that I was crazy. Gloria said she tell Jackie, look, if Samaya didn't lose her mind over her mama, she ain't gonna lose her mind. I don't know why you believe in that stuff, Jackie. Why you saying that, Jackie? Talking Jackie Star. I don't know why you saying that, Jackie. If she ain't lost her mind in 2006 over her mama, this little stuff ain't hurting her at all. Gloria Lee said she told that to Jackie. And so, one time, Miss Dewberry texted me and said, Samaya, you should call your sisters and them. They're looking for you. So Gloria texted me and said, your sisters are looking for you. So I said, Gloria, I texted her back, how is my sister looking for me? I was just with my sisters and them yesterday, but I was at St. Louis at the time when they texted me that, the people in Vegas texted me that. I said, how is my sister and them looking for me when I'm here in St. Louis with my sister? We all just went out to dinner yesterday. How are they looking for me? See, it's that part right there, that kind of stuff. So everybody, then there's one lady named Jeannie. She's a school teacher, Jeannie. When I came back to Las Vegas, 16th of November, I was having a little garage sale trying to make me some extra money at the house. Jeannie came by there and she says, oh my God, I'm finna call and get on the phone and tell everybody that Samaya's okay. She's okay. She said, she's okay. I'm going to tell everybody. Girl, they told me you was in the hospital. They told me you had this, you did that. All of this. This was Jeannie. Jeannie was telling me as a school teacher. She said, I'm going to tell everybody you okay. I don't know. Why would they start that room in Las Vegas? Everybody in the whole city did that. They all thought they was helping this girl steal my land. And so I can go on and on, but I name names in the event that something has happened to me. In the past, I've been very reluctant to say these people's names and what was said, but it's my life and my baby's life is on the line. I sent my daughter off to college. She was going to be a doctor. I never saw her in her damn scrubs or her white coat. Yeah, although I put a picture of her, she gave me later. And again, when I went to the white coat ceremony, that's before school starts, when she just got accepted into that school, they have that. But prior to that, I never saw her at no medical scrubs, no hospital, nothing. I don't know if she's a hoe or a doctor. I don't know anything. I just left her house in Dallas. She's supposed to be a doctor in 2019. They had some kind of ceremony in 2020. But at her house, she ain't working no doctor. But for 2 years straight or 3 years straight, she's going back and forth in the intern, working as a doctor. Intern. But now I went to her house, stayed with her for a whole 30 days. This girl ain't fit to be no doctor. She ain't no doctor. She ain't fit to be no doctor. She don't look like no doctor. She don't act like no doctor. And she don't even have a job. She's doing some teaching, tutoring online. You been to school 15 motherfucking years and you just a tutor online for some students? But because I started this case, Gwen, their mother, the Cheney mom, now she's the president of the education board. Since I started this case, and their block was, they came up with their block or their defense with the Sandy Hook stuff. Sandy Hook mean both of them, Samaya and her daughter's hoes if they try to fuck with this case. So that's what the Sandy Hook incident meant. So when I started pursuing this case, 2015, they came back with the remembrance of Sandy Hook. Somebody remember what the fuck we said? That was the plot. Go ahead and kill them bitches. That was the remembrance of the Sandy Hook. Samaya and her daughter's okay. So Lamaya was blocked from being a doctor. All this was premeditated because of a whole bunch of other political bullshit that my babies didn't have no business being involved in, no politics or politician or bullcrap. Andre Agassi shouldn't have sent them kids over there to Paris to be raped or to be molested. And she would have never been involved in this shit. Vegas, Mrs. House, a school counselor said to Lamaya in 2007 that she was going to be found dead when she goes off to college and she run her mouth. She didn't say run her mouth. I'm saying that she said that she was going to be found dead if she don't learn how to stop stressing over these tests. That Lamaya took a test, she wasn't pleased with her scores. She got the highest one in the school. She still wasn't pleased with her scores, and she came to her crying. I said, that don't make, I'm just like, No, she was just probably crying because she felt comfortable with coming to you, talking to you. I said, because we just lost my mom, which is her grandmom. Maybe she crying because of that. She said, well, I seen kids do this all the time. And when she goes off to college, these kids can't, she said when they can't pass these tests or they stress over these tests, they end up committing suicide. I see it all the time. She said, if Lamaya don't learn how to stop stressing over these tests, she's going to commit suicide. So you see, all this stuff during that time, Lamaya was already being threatened. Even before she went to Paris in 09, she was already being threatened in 07. Rumors have it that Stephen Horsford, James Chaney, and all of them was fucking her in 4, 5, 6, and 7. Rumors has that. That's Senator Stephen Horsford. And Gwen says Senator Stephen Horsford introduced her to Bryant Maddock over at the CDSI clearinghouse. That's how they communicate, clearinghouse. Lawrence Weekly says he's going to bat for Trina, knowing that the courts ruled in my favor on that restraining order. Trina should have been locked up 2013, and whatever officer that she said told her to file the restraining order, because I did a counter complaint and I won the court case. So Trina and that officer who told her to file that complaint should have went to jail. But here go Commissioner Weekly later and says that I teamed up with my friend Trina Giles. Commissioner Weekly. Now in 2011, all of them, the entire Las Vegas City Council gave Gwen a proclamation, Expertise Institution Day. Institution that's trying to make somebody crazy. Institution, again, that's how they talk. This is the political language. They gave her Expertise Institution Day. So, and that was for April 2, 2011. For April the 2nd, 2011. And Lawrence Weekly gave Gwen a personal proclamation for Expertise Institution. So the experts was going to make me go into an institution. That's how they communicate. So the entire city council did that in Las Vegas. All the politicians in Las Vegas gave Gwen okay that they would help her make me and my children go crazy. That's what that Expertise Institution Day mean, that Lawrence Weekly and all those, the entire city council, all those in the city of Las Vegas or North Las Vegas, give Gwen thumbs up to go ahead, and the experts is going to help you cause them mental harm. Now Gwen says on that restraining order, she says, Samaya, she says she will believe that the corrupt is helping us. So she didn't lie about them doing it. She just said, I'm going to believe that the corrupt government system, that the corrupt police officers, that the corrupt feds, or whoever her corrupts are. She says she will believe that the corrupt are helping us. So that's a confession that they did do it. They are doing it, but she says somebody's going to believe that the corrupt system is helping them also. So Trina did set out to intentionally try to cause Lamaya mental harm. Some say they put her in a dog cages. Some say they put her in dungeons. Some say they did all kinds of stuff. I don't know if any of that's true. I don't know of any of that, but some say they locked her in little underground little cages and shelters and burial plots and all this to try to cause her mental harm. And the whole entire city council of Las Vegas was on board. Now, I don't know if they went to that extremes to do that to this kid. I will hope not. But I do have records of all of them agreeing that they would help Gwen cause Samaya, and Amaya mental harm. All of them did that because they thought Gwen had that land, and the entire city council, government employees, was going to help Gwen take that land, especially when when her name got added to my deed for hire. Now, for hire, this here mortgage company told me to let Gwen carry you for a year for $1,500 just for hire. I just need that to help kind of boost your scores up a little bit, and then I'll take her name off within a year. So when that year comes, I take her name off. The house is still yours. You can't lose it. It's still yours. She can't take it. But it's just going to help you boost your scores up, she said, within a year. And we'll take it off and just pay her $1,500. So we did that. And after 2004, come 2005, I poured money out the house. I gave Gwen an additional $1,000 for my token appreciation. But on paper, Roxanne McCoy, the president of the NAACP, the board member to Gwen's expertise school, and the owner of one of these here, Inspire Marketing Media Groups, she never took Gwen's name off like she told me in 2005. So because Gwen's name stayed on there, all of them praising her and acting as though Gwen owned my inheritance or my land and my house and my babies. They acting as though she owns that. Now, it is dated, that land is dated all the way back. It's been traced all the way back from August the 9th, 1912 AD. That's why it's so significant, because they trace it all the way back to 1912 of AD. So all of them thought, all the fair, and go to Trina Giles, Jiles, go to Trina Giles. Mortgage history in 2011, right before Barack's second term, you'll see on there the International Federal Association, Mortgage Association. Now, why does she has this on her? On her mortgage history. So all of this here stuff started when I met this lady. They thought they duped me out that land, and they was going to take my child, make her a permanent hold at the White House, or whatever they did. I don't understand that part right there. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Now, I know that my uncles and them was mad at my grandfather for them not having that inheritance. It was given to me, and it skipped all of them. It threw a skip generational trust, and it skipped every last one of them. So they too are board members of the judges of the judicial branch. They are board members. So that just right there alone shows their involvement, because they could have got their influences to correct all of this stuff. They are judges also. So that goes to show you that the entire family is working with Las Vegas. And why the entire family, no one is willing to help get my house back. I can tie that inheritance up for 100 years, just stay that sucker forever. Make sure just lay dormant forever. But for immediate right now, I need my house back. I need my unemployment back. I need my lawsuit money back. I need that Geico accident insurance money back. I need my stuff back. I need my furniture back. I need clothing. I need toothbrush. I need my stuff back. I paid for a truck. I paid $60,000 for a truck. I got the title. I want my shit back. I got the title to my truck right out here. I want my stuff back. They just took it. Vegas just took it because, remember, the entire city council, all of the police officers, all of the feds are working with Gwen to steal it. So Vegas just took the motherfucking house, took the motherfucking furniture, took my motherfucking truck, took my business got everything still in it, both computers, working equipment, just everything still there. They just took everything. Now again, I gave you a list of a lot of people who were intentionally going around promoting a lie. That proclamation speaks for itself. The Expertise Institution, or Expertise Institute, Beauty Institute, and that's what they use, that Beauty Institute, to say. Make her crazy. The Holy Land Foundation, the Department of Justice sent me that paperwork, so that ain't something I can make up. That was, I see you, Coco. That was sent to me. What you doing? Oh, so that was sent to me, the Department of Justice information. I can't make that up. They sent that to me from the National Security Defense. They sent that to me. So a person can go around and talk and say what they want to say, but I got factual paperwork. And the Department of Justice also, along with the physics, which is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Courts, all of them told them to go, told Barack, told Loretta Lynch, and told everybody to go ahead and give me a repair or restoration to go ahead and restore her life back. They did that as early as 14. Because the physics courts in that brief, that's foreign surveillance brief, they told him to do that long before I even knew about it. Because you have supposed to have a group of people call themselves the people that supposed to protect the people without even their knowledge. So that I got the brief on that, which according to Constitution and the law though, that all of that's illegal. You don't represent nobody if they don't know that they're being represented. And then if you're gonna represent them, then at least tell them the outcome of the shit, of the order. And if the order was ruled in their favor, then who collected on it? Then who collected on that? So you see, so all the feds and police officers got together to help Gwen, and they was going to take over the world. A new world order. America law enforcement was going to take over the whole entire world, they thought, through that land.